Hi, this is Coach AJ and you're watching a new episode of Living Fully Fit. If you enjoy the content you watch here, make sure to subscribe down below to get updates on new content uploaded regularly. Also put a thumbs up down below as well in support of the channel. And if you know anyone that can benefit from these videos, make sure to share these videos and the channel itself. Let's get right into it. So we're going to continue our series on walking the high wire of life, about balance. That's what life is truly about, is balance. Successful, sustainable life is about balance. Last time we talked about balancing our diet in a way that is healthy, but sane, because people get into those diet modes where they just get so rigorous and strict and they miss out on life itself. And I get where there's a moment in time that we need to probably do that, but not always. But here's the thing. Here's the reality here when it comes to balance as it is. Balance only works when there's consistency. And we're going to talk about how we balance time. Think about the amount of time you put in your day. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, how much time do you have? And time is one of those rare and precious commodities that we don't get back. Money you can get back, things you can replace, but time you can never replace. That's why it's so precious. And that's why it's so important that we balance our time. Think about the amount of time you spend watching TV, or the amount of time you spend on your phone, or the amount of time you spend reading a book, or the amount of time you spend at work, the amount of time you spend with loved ones, family, all that. Think about the time you have in your day, in your week, in your month, and compile it all together and look at how you are expending time. Because the reality here is most of us don't spend our time wisely, we don't balance our time correctly, and that's going to create an imbalance in other things. It's going to create an imbalance in our emotions, in our mind, in our relationships especially. It's like those people that just work all the time. They work 12-hour days. And I get there's moments where that needs to happen. I've been there. I've done that. Trust me. But here's the big thing here is working forever, working all these hours, it's just going to make you stressed. It's going to make you lonely. It's going to put you in a place that it's going to really mess with your mental health. Or let's say your thing is, I just want to watch TV all the time. You spend 4 or 5 hours in front of the TV, and I get it, there's a time and place for that. Maybe a rainy day, right? Or that day you never get lazy day, you just want to binge watch a show on Netflix. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But again, if that is your MO, if that is the way you do things, you're doing it wrong. Because again, time is precious. If you're a nap person, you just want to nap all the time, think about the amount of hours you nap and the amount of things you can get done instead of napping. Now again, I'm not knocking those who nap. I like the occasional nap myself, but I always feel guilty after taking a nap because man, I could have done X, Y, and Z. I could have cleaned my house, I could have paid my bills, could have got groceries, could have mowed the grass. There's always things you're missing out on by taking those naps or sleeping in or whatever it is, and you see where I'm going here. Our time is precious. So think about how you start your day. Again, we've talked about start your day right. And how you start your day will pretty much kind of continue throughout your day. And how we end our day will kind of indicate how we're going to start our day. But what is happening in the middle here? And that's where we have to balance. That's where we have to kind of see, okay, and maybe it takes us writing it down, writing the amount of hours we put into work. Okay, I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth, take a shower, whatever I do, work out, eat some breakfast, read a book, do a devotional, watch the news, whatever it is for that couple hours you have in the morning. And then you go to work, or you go to school, whatever you're doing. And then after those hours you spend at school or at work, typically 6 to 8, maybe 9 hours doing that, then you look at, okay, what do I do after? How do I end my day? How do I finish strong and spend that time I have, which is very little, wisely? So again, it's little. How do I spend my weekends? How do I spend all this free time? Again, free time isn't necessarily free because it's expended very quickly and you can't get it back. How do you spend that time? How do you spend your weekends? Do you spend your weekends on yourself? Let's say you have a family. Do you spend those weekends with your family? Or do you spend it in front of the TV watching your football games and playing Xbox, whatever it is? Or working on your little miniature projects, or going out with the girls or the guys, whatever it is, and you're forgetting your family at home. Or maybe it's working on the weekends, because some people do that because they have to climb the ladder of success. And once they hit that ladder, you know what happens at the top of the ladder? There's another ladder. Time is precious. How we spend our time is important. So look at your time. Look at how it's spent from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. Look at your free time especially. How is that free time used? Is it used spending time with loved ones? Is it used expanding your mind? Is it used just mindlessly watching TV or mindlessly playing a video game, mindlessly doing some kind of activity that doesn't bear any fruit? And I'm not saying don't do those things entirely, but it's about that balance. It's about having moments when you can do those things and just be mindless and watch a TV like a robot. But there's also moments where we need to go outside of what we're used to, go outside of the norm and expand ourselves and use that time to better ourselves or better the people around us, better the world, the community, all that. Think about your weekends. To get some fresh air, get some exercise, go for a walk, go to a park, go hiking, something, spend time with family, have a game night. Use that time and say, okay, I have a few hours before I have to go to bed, I have to work in the morning. Maybe those hours, instead of watching the football game, I can TiVo that, watch that later, and maybe what I do instead is have dinner as a family at the table and do family game night before bedtime. And then here's that thing, is you're not only just spending time, utilizing your time wisely, but you're investing in something with your time. And that's the key word here, invest. What are you investing with your time? There are no returns watching TV. There's no returns playing video games. There's no returns just sitting in the back porch getting drunk. There's no return for just being self-absorbed and working just to climb the ladder. Yes, there might be financial return and some gain with working the ladder of success in business or your job, but in all reality, that job's gonna go away. One day you're gonna retire, and where's your family? Where are your friends gonna be? Invest in the right things. Invest in things that build, not just vertically, but linear. Family, friends. Invest in your mind. Invest in growing it, reading books, expanding your knowledge. Invest in your health. Take time in your day to work out, to eat right, to cook, instead of just eating some to-go fast food restaurant with some greasy fried food. Again, it's all about how you spend your time, investing your time the right way, balancing your calendar, balancing your day. That way, at the end of all things, when you're old and gray and you know you have your twilight years, you can look back and say, you know what? I might have missed some things, but overall, I invested in the right things. Hope this helps. Hope this helps encourage you to really look at how we spend and how you spend your time. I'm Coach AJ. Thanks for watching another episode of Living Fully Fit. Take care.